you just abandon any precaution. You know, folks, something could happen here, and if it does, so what?
Hey friends, welcome to Nathan for Us, a Nathan Fielder fan podcast. My name is Kelly.
And hi, I'm Megan.
And we are coming to you this week with a little series finale chit chat. I think I was calling this like the post-credits scenes. There's been quite a lot of Nathan Fielder appearances and some media that's come out in the past week since the Rehearsal season 2 finale happened a couple weeks ago. So we thought it would be a good time to sit down and talk about it and just our general thoughts on the season overall.
Yeah, definitely. And just before we get started, we have 2 interviews coming up. So we were hoping that people would submit questions to us. So feel free to message questions to us on our Instagram page. You can email us, send us a DM, anything that is easiest for you. We will be posting photos of Wings of Voice host Brandon Delcid, who we will be interviewing this Friday. So as the first interview, we would love for you to submit questions for. We will be posting shortly, so you can even in the comments let us know what you would like us to ask him.
Yeah, and do you want to announce who the second interview is with?
And then after Brandon, we are going to be interviewing our Wings of Voice winner, Isabella Henao, and we're going to be interviewing her next Tuesday night. So you have a little bit more time to submit questions. We are so excited to have them on the podcast coming up.
Yeah, I feel like we had talked about the fact that Brandon seemed to be such a fun host, and we didn't get to see very much of him on the episodes. So I think this will be a really fun interview, kind of chat about how he ended up on the show, some of his other work, and just generally like the behind the scenes. Obviously, Isabella was on the Jimmy Kimmel episode that we're going to be talking a little bit about today. But yeah, just very excited to catch up with these 2 fantastic people from the season. And I guess we'll start off chatting about the Jimmy Kimmel appearance. So, for anyone who missed it, Nathan appeared on Jimmy Kimmel following the finale of the show, and figured we could just chat about what we learned, if anything, and how we thought this kind of added to the season.
Yeah, I thought it was a great appearance. It was super funny. My favorite things that we found out is that he bought his own uniform, which I don't know why that's so funny, because he's a professional pilot. It kind of seems more like a costume that he's wearing it. Nathan also reminds us and reminds Jimmy that pilots are in the cockpit and are in control of the plane. So you can't say anything bad about the pilots or make fun of him. And then the last thing I thought was quite funny is that Jimmy thought pilots were like a buddy cop type situation, where they were always a team. I think if you asked me that before this season, I would have probably assumed that as well.
Yeah, I totally would have assumed the same thing. And like, I could not blame him at all for this. We also learn in this interview that Nathan is calling this the miracle over the Mojave. That's what he is branding the flight with the 150, 200 actors as when he's talking about it. So we finally get the name of this whole saga.
Oh my gosh, really, really funny. There have been very few flights that have been branded as a miracle. And Nathan says that his is the best because they actually landed on dry ground, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I thought it was a super fun interview. Check it out if you want to see more of Nathan on Jimmy Kimmel. We also get an Isabella performance, which was really lovely. She gets to sing Evanescence again. So you get her in a new stage, and it was just a really fun interview overall.
Yeah, and Nathan also tells us that he was bummed that he originally was going to be the first person to be interviewed on Jimmy Kimmel that night, but he got bumped for Bono, which I thought was interesting because, like, is Bono super relevant right now? Is Bono coming out with something? I will admit I did not watch Bono's portion of Jimmy Kimmel, so I'm not like a Kimmel head. I'm not catching every Jimmy Kimmel ep. But I thought that was interesting, and now I'm like curious: is U2 coming out with a new album? Is Bono just making the rounds for fun?
Honestly, we will never know because I will also never watch that segment. I think it's pretty obvious that you and I would put Nathan Fielder in the first spot. I don't know if we're the demographic to be deciding these things, but yeah, that feels crazy. Like he has one of the biggest shows in the world. Is that true? As I'm saying it, it feels false.
I feel like the weird thing for everyone out there who does not have a podcast talking about Nathan Fielder, we're so like weirdly insulated by the Nathan Fielder content. It's on like every algorithm on all of our accounts. So like all we see is Nathan Fielder information. So to me, like, yeah, everyone's watching this show. But in my real life, like I have spoken to two people who've actually watched it. Like
Oh my
hardly
gosh,
anyone I know is
same.
watching this.
Literally same. I was fun fact, I'm going to be giving Kelly a would you rather quiz based on the rehearsal and Nathan for you in a little bit. And I was like, "Oh, I should send this to someone, get them to try it out." And I was like, "Oh, who can I send this to you who would actually understand the questions?" So I have one friend of the show, Kyle Picard, who I had sent it to. And he got most of it, but there was like one or two questions where he's like, this reference is too deep. And I was like, oh, well, it's fine. You would get it. You are also in too deep. But it just made me realize in that moment, the grouping of people who I actually talk to about this show is very small. So when you do message us, we are very excited.
Yes. Yeah, and the hardest thing is always trying to explain what the show is about. And I feel like the Jimmy Kimmel appearance like did nothing to help this. Like I think if you didn't know what the rehearsal was or who Nathan Fielder was before you saw this Jimmy Kimmel appearance, you would still be so confused by his whole shtick. Like, is he a comedian or is he a pilot? Obviously the answer is he's both. However, I'm not even sure like who this appearance is for other than us, the people who already love Nathan Fielder. Same thing with the CNN appearance, which I guess we'll get into.
And now that you're mentioning it, you're right. Like, who is this for and what did they get out of it? Because I thought it was hilarious, but I know way too much about Nathan Fielder and the rehearsal. And like, if I didn't, like, would this make me go watch the show? I don't think so. And actually, one of my notes on the CNN appearance is like at the beginning, there's a roll of clips from the show and just getting flashbacks of Nathan getting married as Sully, like the puppets, like just all these different little clips. Like we have Moody, we have Colin, we have the pack, we have all these different little moments where I'm like, did this even explain what the show was about? Because Pamela and Wolf have no fucking clue what's going on. They're getting quotes from the FFA or FAA. I'm like, no, we don't want their input actually at this exact moment. They're not on board with us yet.
Yeah, it just feels like if you know, you know. Like if you're watching the show, you're enjoying it. And if you're not, I don't know what I can tell you to try and convince you how to watch it because like it's a comedy, but then it's also pretty serious and some parts are really not funny and like actually like very touching. So it's kind of a head scratcher on I mean like HBO, kudos to them cuz like they're trying, they're getting out there, but I just don't even know how you begin to market this.
Considering the people who are listening to this right now, like you are in there with us. And what I've said to a few friends who I've tried to convince to watch it, I'm like, as someone whose major hobby is talking about this show, I don't know how to explain this show to you without spoiling it. So you need to just watch it. And I was trying to explain the whole rehearsal aspect, and we got into the weeds. And I was like, before I spoil too much, just watch it, message me episode by episode. We will debrief. I will catch you up to speed on what all the random side characters are doing. So
That's the most important part.
No, of course. So let's jump to Pamela and Wolf.
Yes. Yeah, okay. When I saw this come up, across my many feeds where I'm always seeing Nathan Fielder content, I was so confused. Like, Nathan Fielder is on CNN. He's on The Situation Room. He's on, the show that my mom has on every day at her house. Like, the
Can
thought
we
that
take
my
a
mom watched this segment is so funny to me.
Can we take a Sherry pause? So
Yes.
there have been one or two people who started following us who reference like cowboys in their name. Like, are you here? Are you following us for Sherry? Because you need to speak up.
It's
Reveal
true.
your age, reveal your intentions. Because when people follow us, I check you out a little bit. And if I see you are an older ranchman, that is why I assume you are there. So you need to come forward and tell us you want to date Kelly's mother already.
Like, famously, that is the second goal of this podcast, is to find a new stepdad for me.
Wait, Kelly, what
I
is
would
the
love
first goal? That is the
I think
goal.
that is the main goal. Maybe that has overtaken. I feel like our first goal is just, chit chat yap about Nathan,
I guess.
the main goal. But I do appreciate that we're getting the ranchman coming through. Like, we've been looking for that ranchman audience.
That feels like the journey and not the destination. Like, our goal is to host the hunk, but for your mother.
Yes. So CNN, let's chat CNN. So we see Pamela and Wolf, aka I believe The Situation Room, famously. And we have Nathan and we have John Goglia back together Nathan is in an iconic, would you say this is a royal blue 737 hat, which is now sold out on mypilotstore.com. So sorry to all the listeners if you were planning to buy one. They're not shipping until summer 2025, but he was looking very sharp, and I do feel the hat helped to make sure that we understood that he is a 737 pilot.
The message came across. Just because the hat sold out doesn't mean you can't Photoshop it onto your own head for your stunning Instagram photos. There are other knockoff websites where you can still order it, but the original has unfortunately come and gone.
They'll restock it, I'm sure.
They have to for the real pilots, right?
I mean, like, are pilots just walking around wearing a 737 hat?
I'll
I
message
feel
Colin
like-
and ask.
Yeah, like, I feel like if you get one for free, like, if you are given one by Boeing, I don't know if Boeing goes around giving out swag, then I think you would, receive that and you'd probably wear it. But I don't know how many people are out here, like, rocking the hats. I will say there's some other funny stuff on mypilotstore.com. Did you peruse a little bit?
The one thing I was interested in was unfortunately sold out, so I did not continue my search.
Yeah. I thought the funniest thing to me, and like, Colin and my husband Colin, had a chat about this in the car because they also sell other hats from other companies. And so, like, obviously, Boeing is a big manufacturer of airplanes, all these things. Another manufacturer of some aviation equipment is Lockheed Martin. And they have hats that are just like Lockheed Martin logo on them. Megan, do you know who Lockheed Martin is? And have you kind of come across this on TikTok at all?
No, not at all. I have no clue what's happening.
Okay, so Lockheed Martin is like the world's largest defense contractor. So they make a ton of like missiles and like bombs, essentially. So the idea of walking around wearing like a Lockheed Martin little like dad hat is so wild to me.
Is it like a fun pun? Like you're the bomb when you're wearing it?
I don't think so. Like, I don't know. Like there's a trend right now on TikTok because obviously I'm sure lots of people have seen kind of like the 9 to 5 girlies being like, get ready with me to go work at blah, blah, blah. And like, there'll be this like, very pretty girl who looks like very put together. And she's like, get ready with me to go work as a defense contractor at Lockheed Martin. And you're like, oh girl, oh honey, women in STEM, as we like to say.
Yeah.
Sorry, no good way to segue out of that. But
Yeah.
if anyone's looking for a
I don't know
Lockheed
what to
Martin
say
hat,
next.
those are still in stock at mypilotstore.com.
No,
Let me
the
know if you
only
buy
thing
one.
we're shilling on this podcast is Diet Pepsi. Thank you very much. Also, we have mentioned medieval times very often on this podcast. So if anyone has an in, I would love to get free tickets. I went onto their website to try to see how I could message them. And it was more difficult than I thought.
It's hard to find a contact at medieval times. Like that it
Not
feels
for
like
what I'm looking for.
okay.
They're like, "Oh, do you have problems with your tickets?" I'm like, as in I want you to give me tickets because I stan you so hard online.
I feel like we could become like an affiliate for medieval times. Like imagine we start doing ads, but it's only for like medieval times, Diet Pepsi, like specific magic shows. We could really work something out here.
Do we have to start doing video and dressing as like knights?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, can we host a dating show for your mother at medieval times?
Oh, I thought you were going to say dressed as knights. Do you think there's like a mynightstore.com where we can order the outfits, or
Well,
do
for
we have
sure.
to go work at medieval times?
Look, what is our level of commitment? Because I will wholeheartedly try to get a job at medieval times if we need me to. To be honest, I'd probably have a way better time than at my actual job, pursue this passion, and just try to be a medieval times knight.
It feels like they should have women knights. They have like the feminist storyline, but like why
don't
are
think
there
they
no girl
do.
knights?
I don't think
They
they do.
have-
Maybe if I complain enough, they'll give me a job.
Where like I don't know, like did medieval times cut their DEI? I have so many questions. Actually, now that I think about it, like I've never seen a person of color as a knight either. Is medieval
I can't
times
remember.
like is medieval times like
No, Kelly, stop.
Is medieval times
We're trying
like
to
right
Kelly.
wing?
No, we're trying to get free tickets. Back it up. You got to cut
Okay.
this.
Sorry.
We can't question medieval times based on your shoddy drunk memory where you only had eyes for the Green Knight.
I don't know. I feel like we must have mentioned this before, but if you go to medieval times, you can get bottle service to your table. So like that's the move.
I got a
as long
big
as you're not
hug.
yeah, as long as you don't have your kids with you that you need to like mind, you know.
Is that a requirement? You can't have your kids to get bottle service?
Well, I just feel like, you know, you want to be responsible. You don't want your kids like jumping into the pit and like trying to fight with the knights or something because you're
It
like
just
too
sounds like
drunk
it's a
on
rule
bottle.
you instated, not they instated. You're like, you can't do this. I'm like, I'm not sure if you can or not.
Self-imposed.
Is it probably better? Sure. But what if you're sharing like a bottle with like a group of friends? Is that still bottle service? Is that still glamorous?
Yeah, but like no one's doing that. We're getting a bottle each. We're at medieval times. We're cheering on the knights.
I
We're
think
seeing
every
the
time I've been,
Falcons.
the Falcon is great. I think every time I've been to medieval times, I've gotten the Green Knight. So I have like this strong alliance that he or the person playing the Green Knight is not aware of.
Anyway, if you work in medieval times, please reach out.
Pamela and Wolf. Okay, something about them. They
Have they kissed?
just wondering. Would they be more open to feedback from each other if they had? I don't know. But they seem to not be very into Nathan trying to explain to them that maybe there's a power dynamic. They're like, immediately, no, that's not true. It's like, there must be a little bit. They are not
Yeah.
admitting this.
No, I agree. It's very odd, especially like Wolf Blitzer's name is first on the little thing. Like he's the Bono of this show. He's the number one guy. And
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
they were
Kelly,
really
you're the Bono.
no.
Do we need to work
Well-
on our relationship?
I'm only the Bono because we talked to Rob Sesternino that one time and he said Megan and Kelly makes it sound like Megan Kelly, so you need to change it so it's Kelly and Megan. If anyone didn't know the lore between why, it's Kelly and Megan. That's why.
I think we had just done it alphabetically at first. But, that was an excellent thing he pointed out early on. Thank you, Rob Sesternino. You are probably the host.
We're co-hosting, but
I don't
I
want
do
that
think
responsibility.
I think we have good communication, but I do think Wolf and Pamela could work on theirs. Only because like it did seem like Pamela kept trying to say like, no, I will step over him, but like she was very meek about it.
Yeah, they need to role play more, I guess. That feels weird to say to people, but it's where we're at. So this was
Everyone-
also a very fun interview. I think there's lots of moments that were very funny because, you know, we've seen the rehearsal, we've talked it through many times. Again, it's one of those things where if you're an outsider watching it, it does seem like a very serious conversation about aviation communication and safety. They're having the FFA come in with quotes. We have John there, who is an excellent spokesperson. They announced on the show that he just got indicted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that was wild. Why weren't we invited to the ceremony?
Yeah.
So rude.
Sorry, the Aviation Hall of Fame. We would have cheered him on so much. Did
We're
they
like,
have woo girls in the crowd?
we're like noted aviation experts at this point as well, so
I think enthusiasts might be a better term. Fans of pilots now. We admire
Pilot
and
guys.
respect their work and hope for better communication. Experts is certainly not the correct terminology we should be saying to anyone ever.
No, we appreciate everyone who messaged us to explain the difference between a captain and a first officer earlier
And a
on in the
co-pilot.
season. And a
They were
co-pilot.
like, we're episode 5. You need to get it together.
You guys
And
don't
then
know.
when I went
literally
back-
have not learned anything.
When I went back and rewatched episode 1, he like immediately explains it. And I was like, oh, we took that information and threw it in the trash. We said, not for me, thank you.
There's a lot of information coming at us. Two people who know absolutely nothing about air travel other than being passengers a couple times a year. So, like, we're just trying our best here.
Yeah, one time on a flight afterwards, I couldn't get my ears to pop and was in a lot of distress and didn't know what to do. So I'm not even a good passenger. I was so perplexed. I'm like, why has no one explained? Like, I did the blowing out my nose thing while it was pinched. And when that didn't work, I was like, well, I'm doomed forever.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what you do.
Like,
you
if
try
your
and
ears aren't
yawn?
popping, what do you do? I was trapped for like 40 minutes after the flight. Like, I was in a lot of distress. It's like, is
You're
this
just like,
just me forever?
Everyone's underwater.
I couldn't hear properly. I was panicking a little bit. I was like, why wasn't this in the safety discussion? Okay, I know how to put on a seatbelt, Susan.
How do I pop my ears properly? That does feel like they could add that in.
The only time it's
No?
ever happened to me, I was wildly unprepared and didn't know what to do and acted very not chill about it. From the friends I was with, I was like, help! I can't really hear you. And I don't know what to do.
This can't be a unique experience. If anyone else has experienced not being able to pop your ears, let us know. Or what are the tips and tricks? How do we fix this?
I thought
case
I
it
did
ever
all the
happens
tips and
again.
tricks. I was chewing gum. I was trying to pop my ears. Like, I was working it. I was jumping around. I was panicked, which that alone should have released the pressure, no?
You needed to rehearse. That's the answer.
Okay, well, now I know that there's brighter days ahead if it ever happens again, that it eventually works itself out.
Yes. Should we talk about John saying that the FAA has ostrich syndrome? Have you
Oh my
ever
gosh,
heard
so
this
funny.
phrasing?
No, I haven't. I thought it was really funny, though. And I like that everyone made him explain it.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, what do you... I was like, again, is this like a pilot thing that I'm not aware of yet? But no, he was just like, yeah, they got their heads in the sand. I was like, oh, that's a really good phrase.
Fun phrase any of us can use when someone is
Yeah.
blatantly ignoring a problem.
Yes, which the FAA continues to do. And so Nathan decided to say that, the FAA is dumb.
Yeah, he did say that multiple times, which is probably the funniest quote from a serious interview.
Do we think that there's something in Nathan that's like, okay, I kind of do want to get my license taken away to prove a point? Because he did say that in the finale that he's willing to lose his license to prove a point. And at this point, it's like, yeah, the show's really done. Like, he doesn't really need this license anymore other than for his own hobby.
Well, in the panel with Jack Black, he was chatting about how he wanted HBO to pay for him to have more simulator time because now his flights are so spread out, and how he was currently getting permission to fly a plane in China. So it is something he's still pursuing, but he had this funny bit about how, if HBO cared more about personal safety than entertainment, they would still pay for his simulator lessons because they're very expensive for him to pursue on his own.
Yeah, I thought that was funny too. Should we talk about Jack Black quickly?
Okay, absolutely. Jack Black, I think, is one of the most incredible people on earth, period. He is
Yeah.
always a joy to see. I am a massive Jack Black fan. I think he is hilarious. His band is incredible. There's never a time I see a clip of Jack Black I'm not thinking he's the most wonderful human being.
Yeah. So for anyone who missed this, there was a For Your Consideration screening of episode 3 of the Rehearsal season 2. So that's the Sully episode. And Jack Black basically hosted a little, it wasn't really a panel, it was just like an interview with Nathan for around like 30 minutes after the episode aired. And he asked him a few questions. And yeah, it was just really fun. You can find it on YouTube. Some people filmed it. It's not really posted anywhere officially that I found. But thank you to whoever filmed it because, like, yeah, it was very fun to watch. And the banter between Jack and Nathan was incredible.
It was super, super funny. It was really fun. He asked him a lot of questions that we would, love to have asked. So it was fun to hear some of those answers. And one of my favorite things that we did find out was that he had reached out to Sully with no avail. So I think multiple times throughout the podcast, we've been asking, how did you not get Sully on the show? Let alone a cameo or anything, a phone call you could have clipped, something. But Sully has not reached out. They discussed how he must have seen the clips. It must be
Yeah.
sent to him constantly, and how crazy he must think this is.
Yeah. No, for sure. I feel like he's talked about this in a couple of interviews. Like I think maybe we'll talk a bit about this Rolling Stone article as well where he talked about it. But yeah, Sully definitely knows. I can't blame him for not wanting to respond though. After seeing the puppet and the boob thing, like what is there to say to this man?
So much. I now think Sully is very not funny. Like, how do you not reach out after you see this? How
Maybe
do you
he's
not
just
reach
busy.
out? Yeah. I mean, you make the time. You make the time.
You make the time. Yeah, I thought something interesting from the Jack Black interview was that Nathan also talks about the fact that he told the other pilots during kind of the whole process of filming the show, he had talked to them about the fact that he is a pilot. And essentially, as they were kind of putting the show together, they decided that it was a better editing choice to remove him saying that to the pilots so that at the end it would be like a big reveal that Nathan had become a pilot. But I thought that that was really interesting, that was kind of one of the choices that they made. And, the people out here who are like conspiracy theorists about Nathan flying the plane and all these things, like this is just another, thing to show you that the show is heavily edited. There's going to be things edited out. But at the end of the day, like the show is so fun. The product is so good. I feel like we don't need to know every piece of magic to enjoy what we got to experience this season.
Oh my gosh, I want to know everything. It's like, leave nothing unrevealed. Thank you very much.
But like, he's a magician. He can't reveal everything, right?
Everything. Tell me all of your secrets.
One other thing that I thought was cool was that Nathan kind of talked about one thing that like hasn't really crossed my mind too much. I think we talk a lot about how we see people, walking into these big sets in the rehearsals. Like the one that comes to mind for this season was Colin walking in and seeing the 5 different replicas of his apartment. And Nathan in the Jack Black interview talked about the fact that there's like an extra layer to the kind of set creation and all of these things that they're doing on the show, because not only do they need to like surprise and delight the audience, but they need to surprise and delight these regular people who are coming in to see all of these different scenarios that they're going to be in. And I thought that that was just really cool. So I wanted to bring that up on the pod in case people don't have time to watch the whole panel.
Yeah, that was super fun. The other things we learned from interviews this week are that when Nathan was taking off on his iconic flight in the last episode, there were actually birds all around the plane, and they got photos of it after the fact. So there was a narrow miss because that could have been actually quite dangerous. And then he seems to still currently have beef with Steve Cohen.
Yes. Oh my gosh, he does.
Yeah, Steve was saying that he had devoted a considerable amount of time to preparing for what he expected to be a serious policy discussion, and that he was told that Nathan wanted to talk about autism, and we figured that's why he was also interested in the EVAC Act, because people with autism could have difficulties in crash situations. And apparently none of this was mentioned or part of the discussion. So Nathan kind of explains his perspective of, you are on both of these boards. You have a lot of sway. I'm bringing a very real issue to you. You should be taking this seriously. So it's just fun. I like it when Nathan's in like a little feud with someone. It's very Brian Wolf. You need an adversary.
When he's beefing. We always need a hero and a villain. I like it when Nathan has to like make a comment after the show's done. Like the fact that the beef is still going on is funny.
The beef is real.
The beef is so real. I did want to ask you the most important question, which is if you had to ding, marry, kill Jimmy Kimmel, Jack Black, and Wolf Blitzer or Pamela, you can pick.
Oh my gosh.
Whoever.
Sorry, Wolf Blitzer and / or Pamela, you dead. I would marry Jack Black so fast. What a fun life that would be. It would be so silly. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel's also very funny, but I guess I would ding him, marry Jack Black, and I think we already spoke of who I would murder.
I was very aligned to this as well, but I was like Googling Wolf because I'm like, what's this deal? What's the deal? Like, I need to know about the name, like what's going on with Wolf Blitzer. And he is like a massive Buffalo Bills fan. So that does like make me reconsider slightly. But I think I would probably
follow your heart. Follow your heart. This is a binding question. So if you want to go to all the Buffalo Bills games, the other two clearly could not afford that.
Well, I just have never seen Jack Black or Jimmy Kimmel at a Buffalo Bills game. So I don't know. Like if Wolf Blitzer's getting me season tickets, I might have to marry Wolf Blitzer. It's just
do what you got to do.
It is what it is.
Continue.
That's all.
You're
That's
not
all
done.
I have to say on that topic.
No, there's more to be done.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I don't know. I don't know if I could really do it though.
You need to ding someone and murder someone.
I guess I'll
ding. What is that?
I know. I guess I'll ding Jack Black. I don't know. That scene in The Holiday with like him and Kate Winslet. Like he's very charming in that movie. So maybe I'll pick dinging Jack Black and I might kill Jimmy Kimmel. Sorry, Jimmy. I know you're listening. I know you're a big fan. Send me some Buffalo Bills tickets and we'll talk. Did you want to do the Would You Rather game next or talk about this Rolling Stone article?
Ooh, okay. Let's do the Rolling Stone article really quickly because there's one major thing I want to discuss. And then we will quickly transition into the Would You Rather and everyone can play along.
Perfect. Well, I assume the thing that you really wanted to discuss was regarding the puppet.
Absolutely.
Boob.
Of course. That's all I ever want to discuss.
You can do the honors revealing.
This is for our girl, Meredy, who had asked us, what was the puppet breast milk made out of? We get a huge reveal in the news that it is fact the biggest reveal that it was oat milk. So We can all sleep easy knowing what the substance was now.
Yeah, so in this Rolling Stone article, which honestly, like, I think that if you found this season to be like very emotional and like touching, you should definitely read this article because the author talks a lot about his own experience in losing a loved one who was also a pilot to mental health kind of issues. And then also, there's a lot of stuff with the head of comedy at HBO who also has some experience with losing a family member who is also a pilot. So there's just like a lot of stuff going on in this article. It's extremely well written. So I would highly recommend checking this out. I'm going to pull up the author's name to give them a shout out. It's Stephen Roderick. But yes, I feel like the oat milk reveal was huge. And the other thing that I thought was so wild is Nathan kind of, when asked about it, is talking about the fact that they had this rig set up and he was shown how it was going to work, but like he didn't really think about it. Thinking about the fact that he like didn't have enough control over the milk like coming out. So
I
he
think
just
that
like
was
like
apparent.
he was just like, yeah, let's just do it. And then so it was genuine when he just went like fuck and he was drowning in the milk.
That had to be one take, right? Because you'd have
It
to
must have
fully
been.
dry yourself off, dry off the puppet, shower, get fully reset in hair and makeup. Like it must have been a one take.
Yeah. I'm like, I want to see the contraption now. Cause like the milk was coming out so fast. Like, was this motorized? Like, the pressure that it came out with just seemed very high.
In my mind, it's very similar to the chili suit, but because the
Oh,
consistency is much thinner, he wasn't expecting it.
yeah. I mean, it was coming out fast. It was coming out quite fast. I think he also said, like, maybe this is what it's like for a baby. I don't know if we want to get into that as someone who did have to breastfeed a baby recently. I don't know if people want to hear about that, but I could definitely talk about that more too.
Up to you.
Megan's like, no, I don't want to hear about that at all.
Look, if it'll get more viewers.
Okay, we're going to get into fan fiction later, but I'm like shocked there isn't fan fiction about Nathan and this
The puppet.
Like, where is the puppet fan fiction? Like, this
The
is
people are asking for it. The people are thirsting. Their mouths are parched. Where is our oat milk?
Mama, please.
Oh my God,
thirsty.
no, stop. No. Not mama. Oh no.
Okay. We'll keep going with Rolling Stone. One quick other thing that I thought was interesting was that the interviewer asked Nathan about when he first came up with kind of the season idea and when he talked to Amy Gravitt, who's the head of comedy at HBO, about it. And basically, like, Nathan answers this question and he's like, well, at first when we talked about it, I said I didn't have an idea. And Amy apparently said, you'll figure it out. And then he thought he was going to do something else. And then he says to the interviewer, can we go off the record? And then it just says after that, Fielder tells me of his other idea that may still be in play for a future season. Just the concept is appropriately surreal and astounding. This is the worst.
That man is just bragging. He did not need to include that at all. He is just flexing on all of us.
Like, so rough. Why would, yeah, just remove this. Ugh.
It should have been fully removed.
Don't tease me. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Sorry, I was triggered from earlier you saying the word tease. Really, I was like, stop it. Get it together. Sorry, I reacted too strongly to that.
It's okay. We're just like really going off the rails today, which I think like, you know, this season's over.
The season's over. We'll tell you what we're doing next. We're going to jump back into a regular schedule. Today, you're just here for the goofs and the gaffs.
We're just here to yap, okay? We're just here to yap. But yeah, please check out this article. It's really interesting. We also did learn that Nathan was already learning to become a pilot before he pitched this idea to Amy. So he was doing lessons for like a month and a half before pitching the idea to HBO, which is also very funny because he basically took his hobby of becoming a pilot and used it to pitch the show and get them to pay for his license, which is just absolutely iconic.
Is there anything else you want to do with Rolling Stone, or?
I think that's everything from Rolling Stone. If you want to move into your game,
Would you rather?
is that the intro music?
You can find something better. That would probably be better for everyone. Would you rather?
I like that you went straight to like the intro to Dream Daddy. Like, Dream
Oh.
Daddy.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about Dream Daddy. That's so funny. Did we try to play it? What did we do with that?
I think
Or
we
was
tried
that just
playing
us
it.
literally talking about it in just our spare time for no reason? Was that ever on the show?
I don't think that was ever on the show. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but Dream Daddy is a video game where you are a single dad and you are trying to find your dream daddy. You're just trying to find, your next husband. And there's many different avenues you can take the story. There's like an ending where you end up joining a cult. There's like more normal endings, which like were not the ones that I was pursuing personally. But it
Did
is.
you get the cult one? I never actually played. I
I
think
don't
we
think
just
I
chatted
finished.
about it.
I don't know if I ever finished the game. Maybe I need to revive my Dream Daddy game.
We had chatted about potentially doing a Twitch channel. Is this what we do on Twitch? We just play Dream Daddy.
It is really fun. It also features local Canadian punk band Pup, who I'm going to see in concert in a month. And they're just like randomly in the game. You like go to a Pup concert.
Oh. Are they very popular?
Like fairly popular, mainly in Toronto. I think they're like kind of popular, but they're not huge by any means. But
I guess
neither
the person
here nor
who
there.
made the game is Canadian then? Are they from Toronto?
No, I think they just
No.
like Pup. I think they just like the band Pup.
All right. Okay. Do I do like a little drum roll? Would you rather, Kelly and White, find out your significant other was getting friendship flowers from someone at work, or that they were a fan of Jeff's book, Catch Flight's Not Feelings?
Oh man. Ooh, that's really hard. I think probably friendship flowers. I would rather that they're getting friendship flowers.
Yeah, I think that would be my answer as well. The friendship flowers, we could maybe pursue a route where it's not their fault. Whereas if you are a fan of Jeff's book, you are clearly a fan of Jeff and you are standing him. You are the Jeff Book Club.
I just feel like our opinions on literature are going to be quite different if you're really into the Jeff book. So like I don't know if we can get along.
Now,
just seem
neither
too
of us
opposed.
have read Catch Flight's Not Feelings. What if we read it and it's incredible literature?
I'm still waiting for my advanced reader's copy, Jeff.
Honestly,
I will.
crazy he has not reached out.
I will read it if you send it to me. And I'm
I
a
will
very
say-
fast reader.
He's pretty much the only person on the show I haven't tried to reach out to. Okay, question 2. Would you rather Nathan Fielder call you dumb on CNN or Brian Wolf call you the Wizard of Loneliness on Nathan For You?
Oh my gosh. Well, the Brian Wolf one does cut pretty deep when he says it to Nathan on Nathan For You. I feel like it's a tough watch, that scene. I'd probably rather be called dumb on CNN. My mom would see it, which would be a bummer. As discussed, she loves CNN. But I feel like less people in my orbit would be aware. How about you?
I think it would be an honor to be made fun of by Brian Wolf, and I think if Nathan Fielder called me dumb, that would hurt way too much. I would much rather Brian Wolf call me the Wizard of Loneliness, because then maybe Nathan would even try to give me a makeover. You know,
That's true.
maybe he'd try to help me become less lonely. So I would definitely prefer Brian Wolf.
I will say, like, is dumb Nathan's go-to insult? Because we have him calling the FAA dumb on CNN, and then we also had dumb Starbucks. This is like a theme. He's just really into this word.
Maybe the interview was a parody.
Oh my God. Parody law.
Parody law. No one can get mad at him.
So true.
Can we just say parody law anytime we think someone could be mad at us?
I think
Jeff,
so.
parody law.
It's parody law, baby.
Okay. Would you rather die in a plane crash because your captain wouldn't listen to you, or die falling off a tightrope while trying to impress your crush?
Oh. See, that's really hard because I'm pretty afraid of heights. So I think either of these I wouldn't love, but I guess I'm dead.
You are. In
Unless I'm
both.
choking someone in Switzerland from the afterlife, it's less of a big deal. I think the plane crash, because the tightrope walk is just so you're like one-on-one. I feel like in the plane crash you can kind of get like you'll get hidden by, oh, it's so tragic. Like everyone will be like, oh, there was so many people on the plane, all of these things. Whereas the tightrope walk, like it's just you up there. So people will be like, this is very stupid.
Okay, I
This
feel
is
the
very
exact
dumb.
opposite. I feel
Really?
like with the tightrope walk, while it would be a worse death, I think you're falling off a very high tightrope. You are the star. You have gathered your closest friend. Well, maybe it would traumatize them, but it's like you're written about in the papers as this person who tried to impress their crush by tightroping across buildings. Like, that's so ridiculous. For generations, your family is referencing that great, great, great aunt or grandma or whoever I end up being. Like, oh, she was trying to impress her crush so much she fell off a building trying to tightrope across it. Like, that's far more dramatic than a plane crash.
Yeah, I feel like that's why like I don't want the drama. I feel like it would just be like so depressing to be like, oh my God, everyone saw. Like that's like the last thing you're thinking when you fall off the tightrope walk. Like you fall off that tightrope and you're definitely like, oh fuck, I probably could have just like brought my crush to a Buffalo Bills game instead and it would have been better.
Or like clipped in, You
Yeah.
didn't walk across it unclipped.
Like
I guess
feel
I'm
like
telling myself that.
yeah, I just feel like you would regret it in the moment. Whereas like you're flying the plane and you're trying to keep the vibes high and that's why the plane ends up crashing. Like it is what it is. Everyone's made a mistake at work.
Question number 4. Would you rather become a registered sex offender because you couldn't perform a magic trick, or have all your friends find out you like to drink breast milk from a puppet?
Oh no. Is it actually breast milk or is it oat milk?
I guess it's a puppet, so oat milk?
Okay.
But
Is like
everyone
the
knows you
puppet
love to do this.
and it's like the puppet's like in my house
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah,
Guzzlin'.
this is my milking puppet. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, my mama's gotta get her oat milk latte in the morning.
Oh my god.
That's rough. What was the first option again?
Would you rather become a registered sex offender because you couldn't perform a magic trick?
Okay. Oh, that's really tough. I mean, I really don't want to be a sex offender, so I guess I'm guzzling milk from the puppet.
And everyone knows about it.
Like everyone's got a thing. Also, like I have a child, so like being a registered sex offender would really like that would cause a lot of problems in my life.
Yeah, I do think the sex offender thing is definitely worse. My first version of this question, instead of your friends finding out you like to drink breast milk, I said like you choke to death and die guzzling breast milk. But I thought maybe death wouldn't be an equivalent, but maybe it is. I think that's up for us to decide. If the question had been you die choking on puppet breast milk, does that change your answer?
I almost feel like it's worse if you're alive. Cause like everyone's thinking this like every time you go anywhere. Like you're telling
they
everyone if like I suddenly was like, oh Meg, I actually love drinking like we watched the episode and then I came on the pod after and I was like, oh, actually, I do that too for fun. I'm not trying to be silly. I just do it.
I wouldn't go around telling people that. But in this hypothetical, you said it on the podcast. So like the word is out. But if you had come to me in confidence being like, I gave it a try, I freaking loved it. I'd be like, okay. Is it hurting anyone?
In this scenario, yeah, I said it on the podcast. And then I also edit the podcast and I decided to keep it in.
You love that people know. Okay, the next question is much more tame.
Okay.
We're going to cool off for a second.
Okay.
Would you rather eat a Philly frickin' cheesesteak and an iced tea for every meal for the rest of your life, or Panda Express chicken teriyaki and white rice?
Oh, this is so easy for me. And it's definitely Panda Express chicken teriyaki and white rice. I
think so too.
Yeah, like I love iced tea. But like I just feel like a Philly cheesesteak would like really tear up my insides like very badly.
Pretty rough to have for every meal of every day. Maybe your insides would adjust.
I think so, but I just feel like there's probably some nutrients missing from a Philly cheesesteak and iced tea.
I mean, I think there's actually more vegetables in the Philly cheesesteak because normally there's onions and peppers and stuff. Whereas, is it just chicken? Are there vegetables with it? I wrote the question and I'm unclear.
I feel like there was vegetables in it, but we might have to.
We'll ask Moody.
We might need to reach out to Moody.
I will ask Moody. Okay, question 6. Would you rather attend every first date with the pack or send an actor pretending to be you to every first date?
Okay, I would definitely pick the pack, personally. Because I actually feel like the pack is a fun little quirk. Also, I feel like the pack would make me feel more confident. Like, I would love to, like, not have to take the TTC. For people who don't know what that is the Toronto Transit Commission, our subway system here. Like, I would love to have a bunch of friends on the TTC with me. They could, like, insulate me from anything happening that was, like, unsavory on the train.
But at the date, there's you and, I guess, let's say 10 people who are repeating everything you say. You think you can come back from that on a first date?
I'm, like, pretty funny. I mean, like, if it's the 10 people and the milk thing, like, we're gonna have a problem.
And the milk thing? What milk thing?
Like, are all of these questions, like, the same? So, like, I have the 10 people and I have a puppet with the milk at home, too.
No.
Okay.
No, this is a different universe. It doesn't, because then you would be dead. You would have died many questions ago.
I forgot I would be dead. You're right.
In this universe, you are dead already. So this has to be a full new universe.
But I feel like there's more coming back from the pack than there is from sending a different actor to go. But what do you think?
I do think someone would feel very catfished. I don't know if there's a way to spin it where you can say, hey, like my friend wanted to go to check you out because you seemed great online, but you never know these days. And like they were just making sure you were savory to be around. I do think the pack is like an insane thing to show up to and would be very, very annoying on a first date. Probably for both of these, you're not getting a second date. I think I would also pick the pack because I do think explaining you sent a different person is more difficult than you explaining yourself.
Yeah. I mean, like, you have 10 people there, which is annoying, but I feel like the person would get used to it after, like, a couple minutes. You know, I feel like they would acclimate and it would be okay. Also, like, worst case, maybe you just date one of the pack members.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Okay, sorry, first date. You are irrelevant.
Yeah, you're like,
take a hike.
I locked eyes with myself number 5 from across the Panda Express.
Okay, that's a different tactic. Rude to your date, but, you know, the heart wants what the heart wants. And you seem to still be thinking about the puppet. So, can we get a fresh slate for the next question, or are you still going to be acting like there's 10 people surrounding you?
No, I can.
And a puppet at home.
We'll go to a different universe.
Okay, new universe. Would you rather spend $50,000 to have your pet cloned and they don't turn out similar, or get banned from every dating app and not know why?
In this universe, am I married or am I single?
You're single.
Well, I think the dating app still, because like I'm not losing $50,000.
But you have $50,000 to spend on this, allegedly.
I'm still not sure that those people had $50,000 to spend on this. Like, no
How
offense
dare
to
you?
them.
DJ Monique
It just
is
seems like
working
a lot of
every night.
And we did hear from a
Bogdan?
listener that she was doing a karaoke night in like close to where they lived. So like she is working out there, but
And Bogdan must be very high up at Intel at this time. He sacrificed his whole home life to keep working on his special project.
had a lot of layoffs. I don't know, but I feel like the 50K, like I could just use that for so many other things.
Like trying to get new phone numbers to make new dating app profiles.
Yeah.
You have
I could
20
join,
new
remember,
phones.
I can join Jeff's dating app, the one that, what is he making? The social network he's making? Band or whatever?
I don't think he got any startup funding for it that he was seeking.
Okay.
Okay, so
Sorry.
you would rather be banned from every dating app and
Yeah,
not
I
know
think-
why. You have no idea why. You have zero self-awareness as well in this universe.
I kind of like love that though. Like to be so free, to have zero self-awareness for why you could be banned for a dating app. Have you seen the tweet that's like literacy is a prison? It's like sometimes I wish I couldn't read because you just read something that's so stupid that it's like sometimes I wish I was illiterate. Like that's how I feel about being banned from every dating app. It's like, wow.
Literacy is a prison is crazy. I feel like Okay, you got me. I'm going to be blissfully unaware with you and we can go try to meet people in person together.
Yeah, and we'll take our $100,000 and
we'll buy a really fancy puppet.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll start
It's
our
got
own
all
dating
the
app.
milk settings.
Froths your milk for you.
Froths your milk. Okay, new universe.
Okay.
Would you rather have Nathan Fielder recreate your childhood, or would you rather recreate his?
Oh, definitely recreate his. I'm so curious about everything about Nathan.
You want to live
Fielder's
life as him growing up.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Like we know so little, I feel. We know about the magic stuff, but like yeah, and we've met his parents in the Nathan For You episodes. They seem like lovely people too. So I feel like it would be pretty fun. He seems like he's had a pretty normal childhood, honestly.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to recreate his life as well. At least hilarious.
Yeah. Definitely more fun than reliving my own childhood. Like, no. no,
No,
thank you.
Nathan would relive it. And I guess you have to watch it.
I don't think I would like that at all.
It's like maybe you could get some insights about yourself watching someone else live your life. I don't know.
Did you hear me just say literacy is a prison? Like, I don't want that. No.
Yeah, you also picked like the cult route on the daddy game. Dream Daddy. I immediately forgot.
Yeah, listen, there's some stuff going on there, okay? We don't need to talk about my daddy issues on the podcast. That's between me and Nathan Fielder reliving my childhood.
New universe. Zoom. Would you rather have to fly a plane from the boneyard or be a clown with your leg trapped under a van forever?
Oh my gosh. Okay, if I'm flying the boneyard plane, do I at least like know how to fly the plane or am I like figuring out on the fly?
You can have the same level of knowledge as Nathan before he became a 737 pilot. Like you have flight knowledge.
Okay.
But also this plane is in shambles. Like you haven't actually flown a full 737 before. You've done some simulator. There's wires and buttons everywhere. It's hollow. There's a man telling you he would let his children and partner fly in this plane, and that's how you know it's safe. This man guarantees it, Kelly.
And there's a family of birds living in the plane
In
as
multiple
well.
places.
Yeah. But I'm a clown with my leg trapped forever, and I like can't get out.
I guess if the van starts to move, maybe you can get dragged along with it.
Boy.
Maybe we can shimmy something under you, but you're trapped and you are dressed as a clown.
And like, is the clown outfit like breathable, or it's like a spirit Halloween type of thing? Like, am I going to be really sweaty?
I guess it depends on the weather. You won't be. Okay. You have multiple clown outfits. You can switch. Like, someone will help you with your laundry.
Oh, okay.
Does that make the difference? Is that the sticking factor?
Well, at least like people can come visit me.
No, of course people can visit you. You are alive and well. You are just dressed as a clown stuck under a van.
But like the plane thing, I really only have to do it once, whereas the clown thing, it's for the rest of my life.
I do feel as if in the plane situation, the chances of you dying are very high. In the clown situation, for whatever reason, your leg being trapped does not give you any health issues other than you are trapped.
But the guy said he would fly his family in that plane.
So it's really, do you trust him or not? It's up to you. Would you rather?
I wish we knew his name. I guess I'll be the clown, even though I really don't like clowns. You're picking the clown, I think.
I guess. I just don't think that the plane, you can fly it.
I guess like if you get in the plane and it like won't take off,
then are you good to go? I'm asking as if I didn't write this. I'm like, is that fine?
Maybe it's the plane then, because yeah, like if you try and start the plane up and it just like won't start, then it's like, oh, all right.
Maybe it gets pushed off a cliff.
Oh, I think actually that'd be better. Because like,
then you can glide down.
Yeah, you'll just like glide. I say as if I know anything about physics.
You'll just glide to safety.
I think you would just like glide to safety.
Yeah, I think I would take my chances on the boneyard plane. I don't think I want to live as a clown trapped under a van forever.
It's like also hard to explain. Like, it's just like, because you're not born like that, obviously. Like the amount of times you would have to tell people how you ended up in that situation every single day would be just so annoying. I feel like, don't talk to me about this. Yeah, you would have
to pretty much constantly be explaining you would make a little sign. People from around town would get to know you. It would be a lot of conversations off the bat, but then long term, you'd be like a celebrity. You'd be Kelly the Clown under the van.
And I'm like in Toronto, so this is like
I like half sneezed. I'm like allergic to that thought of you being on the streets of Toronto. I'm like, pick a cleanlier road.
I'm just like stuck at Yonge and Church forever.
Honestly, might be a party.
That's like not a bad place to be stuck. I could have picked a worse intersection for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could become a big celebrity. You could have fun stuff with the van. You could have a little bit. You could put out a little cup. People could bring you food.
People would definitely like bring you money.
Oh yeah, maybe it's a great life.
Maybe it's not so bad.
To the inevitable death of being pushed off of a cliff in this hollow plane with zero engine. But maybe you would glide to safety.
It would be pretty fun if you glided to safety, though.
The chances must be zero. We need to ask someone far cleverer than us who doesn't think literacy is a prison.
We need a physicist. Colin, get up here. I need you to run some numbers.
Okay, I've changed my mind. I think I would pick the clown because I think you could make it a fun bit, and I think you're just for sure going to die in the other situation.
Okay, fair. That's a fair answer.
Okay, the final question is kind of a two-part question. I'm going to give you 3 options, and then based on my assumption, we're going to put it down to 2 options. Okay. So, would you rather be the kid in the soundproof sex box, one of Nathan and Angela's fake children who thinks Nathan is their father, or be one of the kids in the audience for the claw of shame?
Ooh, okay, so I'm eliminating one.
No, pick which one is your favorite. Or I guess which one you would want to have done as a child if you had to.
I think, okay, well, the sex box was arguably pretty fun for the kid. However, horrifying to learn about as an adult. So that is kind of rough. Then
What does
Nathan
it
and
say about your
Angela.
parents? More so.
Yeah. I mean,
Really, for any of these.
Sherry would never. The claw, same thing. Like, I feel like, again, that's like much worse. I feel like I'm picking Nathan and Angela because, like, you know, that mom seemed like a good mom. It was just kind of like regular child, you know, actor stuff.
You are
So I'd
convinced Nathan is your father for a good chunk of time afterwards.
That's okay. I'm not convinced he's my father right now.
Okay, you're just writing your own fanfic. Okay, that's the one I assumed you would pick and what everyone would pick. So now we're going down. Would you rather be the kid in the soundproof sex box or be one of the kids in the audience for the claw of shame?
Okay. I think in that case, I'm picking the box.
That's up to you.
They're both so bad. I don't know. The box was really fun. I remember it being like very cool inside. The claw of shame, there are other kids around though, so I feel like at least you can like kind of have a nice little funny time with them. Okay, I'm changing my mind. I'm gonna pick the claw of shame because at least I get to watch the magic trick.
Yes, I would also have picked the claw of shame. And that concludes Would You Rather?
I like your song.
Like the least sing-songy person there is.
Would you rather?
Would
cute.
you rather?
Remix.
So in conclusion, 1, you are dead. 2, Colin is receiving friendship flowers. Nathan Fielder called you dumb on CNN.
That's a tough one to swallow.
You would die in a plane crash.
My own father calling me dumb on CNN is rough.
Nobody, I need to tell you something. Nathan Fielder is certainly not your father. Is he your daddy? That is a separate route for you to go down that I do not want to be involved in. You love to guzzle breast milk from a puppet. You're going to be eating teriyaki chicken and white rice forever. You are attending your first dates with the pack. You are banned from every dating app, and you have no idea why. You are recreating Nathan Fielder's childhood. You are now a clown with your leg trapped under a van forever. And fun fact, when you were a child, you were in the audience for the claw of shame. What a life you've lived.
It's pretty rough.
Minus the death one, what a universe to exist in.
A tough look. I would be writing a memoir as well that could rival Jeff's for sure.
I particularly like the combination of you being a clown trapped under a van and you being obsessed with the puppet's breast milk.
Now I'm famous, but not on the traditional social media. That is definitely a specific subscriber only content.
It is very apparent to everyone else why you are banned from dating apps, and it is shocking you aren't aware.
Imagine you get the profile and it's just like all these pictures with like the description's just like, I am a clown. My leg is strapped under a bus. I cannot meet you for a date. You have to come to me.
Also, there will be 10 other people there.
Yes.
It is now clear why Nathan is calling you dumb on CNN.
We're sharing a glass of cold oat milk from a puppet's breast as the date.
Oh, I like this universe. And that's
Only,
our show.
like, only mildly horrifying.
Mildly? I'm just picturing walking down the street being like, that's my old pal Kelly.
I used to host a podcast with her. What happened?
Old Clowny Kelly
Oh no.
goofing away on the streets of Toronto. Look at her
Oh,
10
no.
friends supporting her, having her back, going out on dates, hitting the town.
I like that in this universe I'm also divorced because obviously I would be.
Of course you are.
Oh my
And
god.
I don't think it was the friendship flowers that did it.
Oh god. Sorry to Colin, who's gonna be listening to this later and being like, what the fuck?
So, if you have any rehearsal / Nathan for you, would you rathers, please send them to us. They're very funny. And also, I'm so sorry to everyone who had to listen to that.
No, it was incredible. It was incredible stuff.
It took me like 20 minutes max to make
It was
this.
really good. I really
was
enjoyed
like,
it.
this is what I was born to do. I was like, this is what's in my brain at all times. I just didn't know it.
Oh my god. Would you like to go into a mini deep dive? We'll do like a short one on the world
Absolutely.
of Nathan Fielder fan fiction.
Absolutely. Only if you sing a
Okay.
little song as the intro about it.
Fan fiction.
Yeah. Mwah.
Okay, so I am on infamous fanfiction website Archive of Our Own, aka AO3, and I have searched on AO3 for Nathan Fielder, is what I put into the search terms. I got 21 results. From what I can tell, only 19 are actually relevant to Nathan Fielder.
Wait, what are the other
Which-
ones?
The other two, one of them is clearly like a Wicked fan fiction. And the description is the adventures of, and then like the character's name, a vampire witch Tumblr girl attending Shiz University. So I don't think Nathan's involved, but it does say there's a lot of cameos. So perhaps he shows up as like a munchkin or something. And the other one is called And Then I Go and Spoil It All by saying something stupid like I love you. Which like, wow.
Someone probably just says again a bunch of times in that one.
Yes. So this is a Dead Poets Society fan fiction, which like wild thing to make fan fiction about. And the person literally says, I watched the Nathan Fielder I Love You loop Comedy Central bit and went insane. So those are the two that don't seem to be
Related.
useful for us, at least. But for if anyone else is looking for some Dead Poets Society fan fiction, good news for you. It exists, and you can find it on AO3. We've already discussed My Mom Sold Me to Nathan Fielder. So I don't know if you want to investigate this story a bit more. I'm happy to read a little passage from My Mom Sold Me to Nathan Fielder if you'd like.
Yes, of course.
Okay. The
If
summary
that's not what
is-
we're doing here, I don't know what we're doing here.
I will replace YN with Megan.
No.
So I'm going to read
Okay.
it to you.
Okay.
The summary is Megan's life was going well until her mom sold her to Nathan Fielder. What happened next? Click to find out. And then the author has added a note that says, I'm a better writer than this, I promise. This story is a parody. Shout out to them. Megan, wake up. My mom knocked on my door, screaming as usual. I hopped from my bed, changed out of my pajamas into some skinny acid-wash jeans, an old Abercrombie t-shirt, and a pair of Converse, and put my long, curly brown hair in a messy bun. I just finished brushing my teeth when she came up to me and said, We need to talk. What's up? You need to pack your bags right now. Your new owner is coming. What? I sold you to Nathan Fielder.
Karen.
I couldn't believe her. Sure, she was a bad mom, but I never thought she'd go so low as to sell her own daughter. Mom, I can't believe you would do this, I said as I put my glasses on, my green orbs glistening in the sun just like one of her heroin needles. I also put some blush and lipstick on my lips. Sorry, lore drop.
Wait, how old am I?
It's not really stated, but
So my mom's now a heroin addict?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh.
I guess. But then you get sold to Nathan Fielder?
That's also not great.
But
I don't
honestly,
think. I guess it depends what happens next.
I mean, nothing really. Honestly, nothing that exciting happens in this.
Okay, we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, but shout out to the author who wrote this, because it is very funny that they created this. BB Zord. Great work. Literacy is not a prison all the time. There's one called Company, and the description is Nathan and you are strangers who end up sharing a hotel room together. There's one called Door City. Fielder tries to keep
rehearsal specific one.
Yes, Fielder tries to keep up appearances at a party, brushing shoulders with high TV society, but his lust outweighed his reason. But that one sounds a little spicy. And also it's by Lonely Wizard.
Oh. Do we think this is a Core and Nathan one?
It doesn't say who the pairing is. But
There's only one Door City, baby.
Oh, it's you. It's you.
My apartment has too many doors?
Yeah, there are only like 2 doors, but it's weird that it happened twice.
What's the book that was on Core's shelf? How to Make Love All Night
and Drive a Woman Wild.
That must make an appearance.
It really doesn't look like it. A lot of these don't have a lot of like deep cuts. That's the only thing that kind of is a bummer. Like I feel like they could work in a lot more Nathan related content into the fan fiction.
Is this how we get started in fanfic? Where like they didn't make enough deep references. Where's the bookshelf?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wait, Megan, in this fan fiction, he says, "You look beautiful tonight." Oh. You chuckled and he met your eyes, smiling, enamored. He pulled you in for a kiss. Okay, a couple others. Cuffed, and this one's written by Hag, which like I love a mononymous queen. You and Nathan discover. I also like that it's always you, Megan.
It's always
and Nathan.
Me.
Always, you and Nathan discover more uses for handcuffs than just magic tricks and escape stunts.
Okay, but here's what it's gonna be. So in the Richards tip, we had the really long handcuffs that went from one room to the other. So I feel like the handcuffs in this should be comically long.
Oh, that would be good. He does try and do a card trick in this story, and he doesn't do it well, and all the cards go everywhere, which I do feel like is out of character, because we've seen Nathan do magic tricks and succeed.
But is he like flustered and embarrassed and I'm reassuring?
Yeah, you like kind of laugh at him.
Or am I horrified and I'm like not into it? I'm like, okay, this is done.
No,
Guy can't even do a magic trick.
You've been dating for a few months, and he's been very persistent with wanting to impress you with card tricks.
As one should.
But he's a little tipsy, so that's why he doesn't do super well.
Okay. Next fanfic.
Sorry, people outside are like really, I don't know what's going on.
They're getting riled up. They're like, put my name in next.
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead to a couple that are kind of more silly.
Should we put our random listeners' names in instead of mine?
There's one called Nathan For You, but it's spelled F-U-R. And the description is Nathan Fielder attends a furry convention in disguise to boost publicity in an unconventional manner with your help and guidance, of course. Which, so like,
it's always me.
It's always
I'm now at a furry convention. I did not agree to this.
Yeah, you unfortunately
have to help with marketing.
Because he's trying to help get the furry convention to become more popular. So he's like, I'm a TV personality, so I'll help boost attendance.
Oh, so he's showing his face.
Yeah. Yeah, so he is like, I'm going to show up and then people will come to the furry convention. You smiled, resting your chin on a pillow. It's almost like people in costumes are still people. He paused. That's a good episode title. You rolled your eyes. Only if I get a producer credit. Nathan grinned, soft and a little unsure. Deal. Sorry.
Like literally the only way to ever make me like get into a furry costume would be to get like a producer credit on a Nathan Fielder show, probably. Yeah, then I would just go like hide in a corner.
I bet the furry convention's pretty fun. Like,
no, about that. I feel like you'd be way too warm in the costume. There'd be way too many people trying to touch you, is my impression. Not that I've been, and apologies if that is incorrect and offensive to the furry community. Maybe they're very mindful of space.
Someone also wrote one called Nathan for Brian.
Okay, this is the one that it's not me. It's definitely Nathan for Brian.
Yeah, it is tagged smut, not safe for work.
If there's no mention of a V-neck, we riot.
Let me scan really quickly if we see a V-neck in the first few chapters. I'll just read a little bit. Sure, Brian had hurt Nathan's feelings in the past, called him names on and off camera, made fun of him, embarrassed him even. But he was the closest thing to a friend that Nathan had, other than Santa from a previous episode of his show they filmed. Their friendship had been mainly phone tag where Nathan would call Brian, Brian not answering, Nathan leaving a message with a request to hang out, Brian never calling back. So it came as a surprise when Brian finally decided to call Nathan back to see what he wanted. Sorry, I added that tone. It doesn't say, like, read it in a flirty way. Hello, Nathan answered. His mind was reeling. No one has ever called him first. Yeah, can I talk to Nathan?
No
This
one's
is Nathan.
ever called him first. Oh my God, Nate.
Why? What do you want, Nathan? Why do you keep calling me? I don't want to hang out with you. You've no friends, so I get that you're lonely, but I don't want to be seen with you. Oh my God. That's so rude. Okay, this really makes Nathan feel like a huge, huge loser. Oh, wait, okay. Okay, Nathan goes over to Brian's house. When Brian returned, he saw that Nathan had prepared 2 glasses of wine and sat in a recliner near an end table. You don't have a shirt on, Nathan stuttered. Yeah, I don't sleep with a shirt on anymore. It restricts your breathing at night, Brian muttered as he sipped his wine. No, it doesn't, Nathan corrected softly.
Someone had to say it.
Does wearing a shirt restrict your breathing at night? Have you ever experienced this?
Only if you wear like a super tight shirt or it's like compression. Like a normal shirt, that would be a problem during the day as well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway.
Also, can we clarify, did Nathan go to Brian's house and then pour Brian glasses of wine while Brian was in another room?
Yeah.
That just feels rude. That feels rude.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Brian went over to Nathan's house.
Okay.
I misread the fan fiction. Anyway. So that's Nathan for Brian by Breathtakingly Disastrous. If anyone else wants to continue reading it, it did seem extremely smutty. So I don't know if that.
Although inaccurate about t-shirts.
Yes. There's also a like a mashup, kind of like they call it like an X in fan fiction called Food Lottery, and it's The Bear X Nathan for You.
Like the show The Bear?
Yeah. And the premise is that Nathan becomes a chef at
The Bear.
At Mr. Beef. And the plan, instead of serving individual customers, have them enter a food lottery.
So he's just like a good marketing companion. He's not compromised in any way.
No, he's not like trying to fuck Carmi or anything.
So this is a wholesome fanfic. This is just like a fun worlds mashing together.
Yeah, this just feels like 2 people, like someone really liked the characters and was like, oh, I'm just going to write a Nathan for You. I do feel like Nathan Fielder probably knows Maddie Matheson.
Well, that would be a very fun combination.
I feel like there's no way that they haven't like run into each other.
Canadian heroes.
Yeah, I mean, like Maddie Matheson's famously just like always around in Toronto. If you spend like any amount of time in Toronto, you might run into Maddie Matheson at any moment. You always have to be prepared.
How do you prepare yourself?
Just like, do you have something you want to say to him?
Have your best wig and nose on?
Yeah, just be ready to be like, hey, I love your Maddie's patties. But that was our little mini deep dive into fan fiction. Again, a lot of them are really smutty. So Read at your own risk.
So let's chat about our upcoming schedule and kind of what we're going to do now that the rehearsal season 2 is over. We have 2 interviews coming up, as we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast. So those will be our next 2 episodes, depending on the length of them. We might put them together. We'll probably put them out separately just as they come. And then we are going to backtrack to Nathan for You as requested. We will finish season 4. We will rank season 4. We will talk about finding Francis. And then we'll do another little show update to discuss what we do next.
Yes. I feel like probably The Curse.
Probably The Curse.
Assuming people have interest in us watching it. I feel like we have very little exposure to much about the show. So
yeah, I haven't watched
it
at all. For whatever reason.
I haven't either.
And I love Emma Stone and Nathan Fielder, so there was really no good reason for not doing it.
Yeah, I just didn't watch it because I had a baby like right when it came out, so I just didn't really have a lot of time. Or I guess I had a baby and then the timing of when I had the baby didn't work for when I would have been watching a lot of TV, because I think it came out in the fall, and like at that point we couldn't put the TV on near my kid, unfortunately.
So that's what we're going to get up to.
You can find us on all of our different social medias. On Instagram, we are Nathan for Us. We are Nathan for Us Podcast on TikTok. You can send us an email at NathanForUsPodcast@gmail.com. And we also just set up a Twitch channel, which is Nathan for Us Podcast. So if you are interested in following us on any of those social media sites, please check us out. Leave us a 5-star review if you can. That would also be amazing. It really helps us. And share the podcast with a friend if you had a good time listening.
This has been Kelly and Megan on your side.